Next is A7, the Transgender Non-Binary Policy. Pardon me. As everyone knows, Cumberland was the first district in the state to pass this policy, which came about because there was a need for it. We've had this policy since 2016. I remember specifically a school committee association meeting where there was a discussion trying to ensure that all of the districts actually create a system to be able to manage this. And at the time, there was no guidance from RIDE. So districts were pretty much left on their own. As such, Dr. Santa, who was the special education director at the time, wrote this policy. I met with groups of parents and students who were affected by this. I also met with people that were not in favor of the policy at all. It was a pretty thorough process over many months. We created this policy. And as such, after a few years of this and different guidance from RIDE, there was just a few items that they wanted to be clarified in our policy, which were not clarified. One being the dress code, that they want the gender neutral dress code. My argument was we didn't need a statement, seeing as our dress code is gender neutral, but they wanted it, so we just added a brief paragraph into it. We also had to add the language about the professional development that'll be done around it. So that was also added. And also there was a small section on the process in which students, what's the wrong policy? I have too many policies this past meeting. Yeah, just talking about the student transitions, which is what we've been doing all along, but RIDE just wanted to be clarified in the policy. So that's all we did. I wish you would.
Dr. Thorne, I have a question. This policy's been in place since 2016. Do you know offhand how many documented cases we have of students who identify as the opposite gender entering a different bathroom and assaulting, or do we have any documented cases of assaults or anything of that nature?
I'd have to check. Nothing comes to mind. As you know, I wasn't here from 16 to 21.
I can answer that actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
There has been no incidences of any kind. The policy was specifically written to allow either a trans student or a cisgender student to use, if they were uncomfortable using a public restroom or a changing room, there would be the accommodation for those students so that everybody could be comfortable in their space. And I can tell you that we have had many students that have transitioned while in school, and we feel that we have hopefully have saved lives because it is the most leading cause of teen suicide is by transgender children. So this policy is very important, and it is one of the policies that I am personally proud of over my last 12 years.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. Second by Mrs. Vogel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 4-0. Thank you. Next is